Yo, welcome back to another episode of On Spot Sports. I'm Jack, and today's episode we're joined by a very special guest, professional hockey goaltender Dallas Hurd. Dallas is currently playing in the Michigan Independence Hockey League with the Kalkaska Battlers, where he's had a great first year of pro hockey so far. So I'm very excited to get Dallas on the show, and he's been a guest that I've been wanting to get on for a while, and he's has a resume like I did, like I have. So I'm excited to talk the grind, the journey, and everything in between with your hockey career. So welcome to the show, Dallas Hurd.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you for having me, man. Good to see you.
Yeah, of course. It's always good to see you, and just to talk hockey, talk your career, and who doesn't love talking or shooting the shit with the boys.
Exactly, man. Good to
Yeah,
see
but
you,
how?
man. Let's
Yeah,
get
you
this
too.
started.
Yeah, how have you been?
I've been great, man. I've been doing a lot of skating lately. You know, came off a good, confusing weekend, I guess, of that doubleheader against the Warhawks. But other than that, I'm ready to go again. Ready for next weekend against Muskegon.
Yeah, playoff time is coming up in the mill right now. So what's been leading up to playoffs, and what have you been doing to prepare yourself?
As I've been saying, I think a lot of skating. I've actually been right now been watching back a lot of film to see actually like how other teams play. Like how do they forecheck and how do they break out and do all that stuff. Watching a lot of film skating with Trey Fisher and Zach Demars. I think top players of our team.
Yeah.
Just getting those reps in before playoff comes, and that's going to be a big show. I think.
Yeah, especially when you have great players like Trey and Demars, you know you're gonna be in for an awakening if you're not ready. So you just gotta stay dialed and really focus on stopping the puck. And so what's your mindset when you're practicing with them, when you're skating, what's your mindset throughout practice?
My mindset throughout practice with Zach, I'll say, is for him to not snipe me. But other than that, yeah, we work on them. I work with him and Trey with their drills too. Like they're like one-on-one battles in the corner and like shots from the slot, like tip drills. We work on a lot of
Yeah.
tip drills and, outstanding players just to practice with.
For sure. And it's always good to get those reps because it also helps your development. Like this is your first year pro in the mill, so you're just getting those reps, getting that game time. So what has overall been the grind of pro hockey and the grind of getting to where you want to be right now and just keep working your way up.
You grinded pro hockey. This first off, yeah, this is very new to me. Hearing about the league was a good opportunity, and hitting the gym more than I thought I was going to coming into this league, and practicing, with the team every Friday is also a good reps to get in.
Yeah.
Practicing with Moustakis to our other goalie, I think he's a good role model for me. Especially me being my age and his age.
Yeah.
We can talk about what I see and what he sees.
Oh yeah, it's always good to learn from guys like that, and just to have another guy that's in your shoes and knows
Mhm.
what you're going through. It's always good to have guys like that to really learn off and be a sponge around.
Oh yeah, especially him. I think he's got some years of college under his belt too. So I'm always asking him for advice too at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, like we talked about before, this is your first year pro, so you're with the Kalkaska Battlers in the MIHL. It's what has this year been like for you individually and as a team in Kalkaska?
Well, for me individually, I think this has become make myself a better person as not as much as I guess a professional athlete. I've definitely changed a lot, like as a person and hockey wise as a goalie. I'm a different goalie out of high school now. Like ever since
Yeah.
I started doing this, getting this training in and getting in this I think just little grasp of professionalism and me starting to build this resume, I think is going to help. I think moving on towards the future.
For sure. And just going through this helps you because you're with a pro team, it's ran really well, it's very well professionally ran, I guess you could say. So you're obviously learning a lot through that, and then you're learning through being a pro athlete, taking these reps every day. So what has some of the biggest things that you've learned this year so far been like for you?
For me, I think don't take anything for granted. I'm very lucky to get this opportunity
Yeah.
right off the rip from after not getting the shot in Watertown. But yeah, as of now, I think if I push through the season, I think it could look forward to me after playoff comes. And this team, I'm very grateful for. Even our owner done just an outstanding job of getting this team where it is, and this fan base is also just awesome. But yeah, just keep looking to grow from here and keep on getting better as a goalie and as a person.
Yeah, and you're getting the reps every day, so that also helps develop you as a
Mhm.
goaltender too. And like that's one of the biggest things I learned this year and last year is just how important the reps are, whether you're getting at practice, getting at in a game, like there's always something to learn from. And if you give up a goal, it's always a learning point there. Like
Mhm.
sometimes you can't really like some shots just are just absolute snipes. So like sometimes you can't really learn anything from it, but like there's majority of the time you can learn something from everything. And like just to get thrown in the fire of stuff like with like a new team like last year for me, I
Mhm.
got thrown in the fire right away. First face 58 shots my first game. It's like you had to be dialed from the start. And like I think that's one of the biggest things to learn from is just got to be ready right from the rip, right from the puck, the drop of the puck. And then also you got to learn how to read the plays, like, and
Mhm.
but like that comes with obviously taking a lot of reps and just really like finding like those small details because that's really all that is just the small fine details.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. For me, yeah, getting these reps in too is not just like on the ice. A lot of it's off the ice too, mentally, getting in the gym, looking back at a lot of like video,
Yeah,
not just our team, but I'm watching a lot of like the other teams' games, Muskegon's, especially Waterford and Gaylord, just the top teams. And I think it's a good idea to watch those games and just take away what you can from it.
yeah, and that's another resource to use to get better because
Mhm.
you have it all right there. Like it's all free knowledge and free video right there. So you just gotta go after practice, watch like what other teams do, how they run their power play, their PK, how they run
Mhm.
like their system, stuff like that. And like once you get like that in your mind, like you can pretty much read the play, how it's gonna happen, and that's how you're successful.
Exactly, yeah. We go over these scouting reports, before games too, like who's going to be the biggest threat, like how they play, what's their forecheck looking like, how's their breakout and everything. Yeah. It's a lot of studying, not just all
Yeah,
on the ice too.
yeah, both
Like a
on and
subject.
off the ice. Oh yeah, it's just like going back to school again and just learning every day and just grinding through practices and just finding ways to get better every single day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but like you talked about the fan base in Kalkaska and like I can attest to it's probably one of the best fan bases that I've played in front of, especially this year in Kalkaska. It's like what has from the home side perspective, what has the fan base been like for you?
For me, that the fan base just coming into this league, I wasn't even expecting too much of like more than like 50 people showing up, but we're getting like 300 people showing up a game every Saturday night, even some good turnouts on Sunday. But yeah, I think even the players and even our opponents, when they come in, they love it. Even in Muskegon too, like Muskegon gets an outstanding crowd
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, those two are probably the best fan bases in the league for sure.
Mm,
I remember when you guys had a timeout in the game I played against you guys, and I was literally bopping my head "Ice Ice Baby" while stretching, and all the fans were getting into it too with me, and everyone was just taking pictures and just taking videos of it. So if anyone has any
exactly.
video of that, please send it this way.
Exactly. Yeah, we need to get a hold of that. That's gold right there.
It was definitely a good time and a battle, but what are you expected to do for the rest of the season? I know this is the last weekend of the regular season in the MIHL. So how excited are you to get playoffs going and to finish your first pro season?
This is pretty exciting, and to have just a first rep of professional playoffs under my belt, that's going to be awesome. Doing a lot of training off ice. I think I'm going to do a lot of like coaching as well with one-on-ones with our
Yeah.
coach, with other our top players too, getting those reps in as well. And this game upcoming, knowing it's not even playoffs, I think this is a good like practice round. Still take it seriously, just as important as any other game, but getting it ready for the big time.
Yeah, this is what everyone trains for, what everyone like plays for is the playoffs. Like this
Mhm.
is like the best time around, and the best time of the season is playoff time, and anything can happen.
Exactly, man. This is, I think, going to be a great show. I think this is anyone's game at this point. Knowing that Muskegon's got the title, I think for two in a row, I believe is what it is.
Three, three in a
It's
row.
three in a row.
Yeah.
They got three in a row. Yeah, I think it could be anyone's game this year. All four of these teams are looking pretty solid. I think it's going to be a good battle on both sides of the North and South Division.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But like this is like your like obviously over the summer and everything, you went on to like free agent camps in the FPHL. So like
Mhm.
what, and you were also at the Watertown Wolves free agent camp too. So like what was that first experience like of getting to be in like the FPHL and their free agent camps and learn from it?
Oh, the free agent camps were awesome. The Watertown one was, I guess, I would be considered my second one. I went to the FPHL, like I think it was like the league camp, where they
In
divide.
Elmira? Yeah.
Yeah, and you were there, weren't you too? Were you on the green
Hmm.
team? Yeah, and
Yeah.
that was a
Hmm.
good one. I've
Yeah.
also never seen like 48 goalies on an ice at one point, day one. That was absurd. That was crazy. I think for me too, making it past that day of cutting it down to 18 goalies was a big accomplishment for me
Yeah.
too. And then, after I got the invite to the free agent camp, and I thought that was pretty awesome too. I think I took away from a lot from both of those camps.
Yeah, and like especially like when there's 48 goalies or whatever it was, like that first day and like 2 hour goalie session, like you got to be dialed from the start, and like it was definitely a interesting experience, but like an experience that I wouldn't like be like, oh, like this is the worst experience ever. Like I actually enjoyed that experience, and it was just a blessing to get past the first cut and to be
Mhm.
the final 18 goalies or whatever it was to
Yeah.
play in the actual scrimmage, and those scrimmages were a lot of fun too.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of solid players there, goalies and players, and I think we had a decent crowd watching those games too. Actually, yeah, everyone loved it. I was on the navy blue team.
Yeah,
I don't really remember like what much of like the scores, but yeah, that was pretty awesome. I think Zach and Trey, were they on your green?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
think
thought they.
Trey might have been.
Oh yeah, yeah, but yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was a really good camp, and I turned out a lot better than I thought it was going to.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of fun. Like, so, like, what were some of the experiences that you learned from seeing like FPHL camp and like shots from there?
The shots were pretty high quality. I think, honestly, I think it was my third shot I faced. Some guy just ripped it right by me, backhand in the slot. I was like, wow, that was just caught me off guard. Like this
Yeah,
is, I think, just a taste of what that professionalism is like in this kind of level of hockey. I was like, and at that point, I was like, I think like I wanted it. Like just doing this camp made me like wanted more.
yeah, just going through the camps and everything. It's like, and like you're working your tail, working your ass off every single day, in the summer, like in during the season, you're working your ass off every day. And like just
Mhm.
seeing that wants you makes you want it even more, and makes you train that much harder, like do all the little things that much harder, and just to keep going because you
Mhm.
really want to see that next level and see what you can do there.
Exactly. Yeah. And also giving these other teams and these coaches, a good look at me, and hopefully they're like looking back on like tape, and seeing like what
Yeah.
kind of goalie you are and what kind of person you are, because it's not all ice. They want to see what kind
Yeah.
of person you are too.
Yeah, you want to be a good teammate, because
Mhm.
no one wants a cancer in the room. Like if you're a good teammate, like you're gonna get your
Mhm.
chances, and you're gonna be a good support system for the boys, and that's important.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Me personally, myself, I think I can definitely be more vocal.
Yeah,
I'm kind of a quiet goalie on the ice, but I've been
yeah,
told,
me
yeah,
too.
but like open your mouth a bit more there.
Just yell at me to talk more.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is.
Yeah, but it's definitely a blast, and just makes you want even more. And it's like, what are you gonna do in the summer this year to help yourself get even better and give yourself a good shot at making an FPHL roster?
So probably be the same thing I did last summer, which was work with athletic mentors. It's this camp in the Kalamazoo, and there's the head coach of the Kalamazoo K Wings. He kind of is a part of that, and he's used to be a former goalie coach. So I get
There we
in with
go.
him. I used to do one-on-ones with him before he became the head coach. And I think just get back in with them and face a lot of the junior level players. There's a couple of NAL guys that go there, USHL, and it's really high quality training for me. And I think it just lasts 3 months long. Do that, I think, 3 times a week. And yeah, I'm ready to go for the next season after that.
Yeah, like I hate the off season because you have to wait a whole 3 4 months before the season starts. But like,
Yeah,
I'm just itching to like and when the off season starts, I'm just itching for the season to get back rolling and just to continue going to the next season.
exactly. Yeah. This is knowing that this is coming to a close, I think I'm ready for the home opener for next season already.
Yeah, exactly. I don't blame you there. But like what has been like some of your favorite memories from this year with Kalkaska or even like from like the FPHL free agent camps? Like what have been some of your favorite memories that suck out to you?
For favorite one, I think stuck out to me. We did talk about getting past that first cut
Yeah.
at the FPHL League camp, and then also after the camp in Kalkaska, getting signing my first professional contract. That was pretty big for me. And then getting told that you're going to start this game, and then right after that play 9 games in a row straight. I think that was pretty awesome. I don't know if I still do, but I had at one point the most time on ice as a goalie in the league for at one point. But that was
There we
pretty
go.
awesome.
Yeah. So like what was it like going 9 straight games with the start?
Oh, dude, that was awesome. I just wanted to keep going. Like I kept wanting more. I was like, hey, I'm ready. I'm ready. Just keep putting me in. Keep putting me in. And a couple of those games, I think I got pumped against Gaylord. And even after that, I was like, I still want it. I still want to keep
Yeah.
going.
Yeah. You just want to keep going and like even like because the next game is you're gonna be even better than you were. So you're gonna be
Mhm.
able to hold your team in it or whatever it is, and like it's just determination too. Like you don't want to just give up the net because you get pumped. Like you want to actually come in, reset, and then like
Yeah,
do do what you're there to do is stop the puck.
exactly. Yeah, be like Vasilevsky. I don't know if you saw that like a couple months ago where he was getting yoinked. He said no.
Yeah, nope.
Yeah, no,
Call
keep me
call to
in
the
there. I
call to
want
the
to finish
bench.
this out.
Nope, I'm not coming out.
Exactly, yeah, and my favorite team to play against in the mill is definitely Muskegon, just because
Yeah.
they're the best team. It's a good challenge every game, and yeah, I get a lot of good shots in that game, good quality shots. Good, I'd say like good FPHL, SPHL quality shots because I know a couple of those guys come from there too.
Yeah, definitely great players over there. Not being biased or anything, because that's my team, but
Yeah,
still, I love the boys there, and it like they have great shots. That's for sure.
exactly. Yeah, yeah, Denver definitely my favorite, and I think it's going to be a pretty awesome round one in the playoffs against them.
Yeah, absolutely. But like we've talked about your first pro season, like what has like I want to talk about like what's led up to your first pro season. So where did you play youth hockey? Like when did you start playing hockey at like what age and like where are you originally from?
Yeah, so I started playing hockey. I think I put the skates on. Well, my dad put the skates on me. I think I was like 9 months old and didn't pick it back up
There we
until I
go.
was like 5. But yeah, after that, I think I started getting into house hockey, just like practices and games only every weekend. And I started playing goalie, I think, when I was 11. And true story, the first time I put on the pads, I hated it. I was crying to my dad. I was like, I never want to do this again. This was so weird. And also, I had the gloves on normal. I'm a full right goalie, by the way. So I'm a full right goalie. And then I tried it again
You're one of the
with
weird goalies.
I am one of the weird goalies. I'm backwards. I put on the gloves like the full right way. I was like, this is awesome. I don't keep doing this. And then started taking it seriously. And what I think my first team was like in middle school playing for Bantam. That was pretty awesome. And then I played for most of my high school in Battle Creek, Michigan. And I'm from Kalamazoo, Scotts area. But yeah, I played all my high school in Battle Creek.
Yeah, so like what was like youth hockey like for you? Like just going through the levels to Bantam when you played in middle school and then finally playing for your high school in Battle Creek. Like what was that experience like? Because Michigan's obviously known for their youth hockey and just being able to develop great programs and great players.
Yeah, it was. I think for me, even like being like in middle school, it was a jump for me going straight to high school right after. I was
Yeah.
like, even though that's kind of how it works, you know. You're either ready or you're not ready. And I was ready right after, but and I was a bit nervous. I had a bit of the nerves playing with the high school kids for the first time. I was like, oh man, this is kind of scary and
Yeah.
intimidating. But yeah, then that I think I kind of settled in pretty easily there. And then my senior year, we happened to actually win states my senior year in Battle Creek, which was pretty awesome.
There you go. What was that like, and just being on a team where you're competing every day and then going on to win nationals?
That was pretty awesome because being playing with that team was pretty awesome. I love the guys there. My head coach, his name is Mike Irons. He was a great coach for me. And when we won states, I think we only had 9 shots and we won 3-1.
Hey, you still doesn't matter how many shots, if you score more than your opponent, that's the
Yep.
objective of the game, right?
Yeah. What's the number at the end of the third period? That's all that matters.
Exactly, but, like, do you learn things from those experiences where you're at state and, like, it's obviously a higher competition because
Mhm.
everyone's trying to win state and, like, so, like, what was the biggest thing you learned from high school hockey at state and just to use that to go on to eventually the pro ranks?
I learned, I guess I didn't really hit me yet. And when I was learning thing in youth hockey was goalie is a big mental thing, you know,
Yeah.
like, as you were saying, I think like once you let a goal in, you kind of just have to let it go. You have to like that shrug off. And I didn't learn that soon enough because I used to like beat myself down after every
Yeah.
goal. Like, man, you should have really had that. Like, you really needed to get your shit together. Come on, you need to say that. But also, it's like very mental. Any goal, even if it's a snipe, tip your hat to the player and like, hey, man, good shot. And you got to move on and just kind of shrug that off and learn and see what you could take from that.
Yeah, that's like one of the biggest things I learned pretty late is you can't get wrapped up if you give up a goal because if you do get wrapped up in it, the next shot's probably gonna whistle right past you, and you're like, "Oh, why'd
Exactly.
that happen?" It's because your mind's not there, and you're thinking about the last shot, that the last goal that went in, so you're not fully focused on the play ahead and just being in the present. Because I think that's the biggest thing is being in the present and not thinking about the past or thinking about the future. Just one shot, one save.
Exactly, man. Yeah, even the rebounds, man. I got myself for those too. Like, rebounds after rebounds after rebounds, and then it goes in. Still, you just gotta shrug it off.
Yeah, just take a sip of water, spit it out, circle the crease, and then you're good to go.
Yeah, I do the laps too. I don't know how many goalies do the laps from corner to corner. Yeah, I'm skating all the time just to keep myself warm in there.
Every whistle in Kalkaska, I skate to the one side, and then after the next whistle, I skate to the other side. So like I know all about circling the crease there.
Oh yeah, and people look at us like we're weird for it. No, it's a mental thing. We have to do it.
It is for sure. Do you have any like mantras that you say like when you're in the game? Like mine's like one shot, one save, just calm, like confident and relaxed, like stuff like that. Like, do you have any mantras that you say to help yourself like get back into that present time?
Um, I am not too sure if I really say anything to myself, but for me, I'm itching early to get that first shot because if I
Yeah,
haven't seen that first shot 5 minutes past like the first period, I'm like, oh man, I'm getting cold. Like, I think I'm like talking to myself like, oh, I'm not used to this no more. So like the first shot, I might be a bit shaky on it.
yeah.
I want that first shot quick. I obviously your coach is preaching to your players like, hey, protect the net, but for me, I want that first shot early. Just to feel the puck.
Yeah, you just get a good feel for the puck, and you're able to have
Mhm.
more control over it. Like I remember, like in when I played in Kalkaska, the first shot was like a shoulder save
Mhm.
that felt good to get that first save because that's a quality chance because it's
Exactly.
like you gotta love the shoulder saves or just shrug it off and goes out
Mhm.
of play. And I was like, I'm ready. I'm dialed.
Yeah, ready for the next one. Exactly, man.
Yeah, but it's always good for that. And like, what else is like your mental side? And like I have like three things to do. Like after like for practices, I have like three things in the back of my mind that I want to work on, whether it be rebound control, sticking, being on my edges on my feet, and like holding my edges, stuff like that. Like, do you have anything going into practice that you want to really work on like every day?
For me right now, it's puck handling because there's a lot of times where they will like ring it around the boards and it just
Yeah,
blows by me. And it's not just me not getting there in time. It's I'm there in time and still it just blows past me.
yeah.
For me right now, it's a lot of puck handling and just skating and my edge work.
Yeah,
Mhm.
skating edge work is huge as goalies. Like, I
Oh
remember
yeah.
as a like, I always see like little kids, and they're always like, "Why are we skating? Why are we doing edge work?" And I'm
Mhm.
like I'm like it's very underrated because because once you know how to skate really well and like use your edges to your advantage, it makes the game so much easier. Like that's what I preach to all the kids I coach is once you master like skating and your edges, like everything becomes so much easier and you don't have
Mhm.
that much more to worry about except stopping the puck because you're gonna be able to skate to wherever the play is, and if they go cross crease like or your D to D, like you could use your edges and just really move fluidly instead of like having like that choppy
Yeah.
skating.
Exactly, yeah. I use a lot of my T pushes. That's what I
Yeah.
like to use a lot, you know? I think that's becoming more used as of late, the T push. And I think, for me, when like I use the T push for like passes, T push for
Yeah.
passes and then following a player kind of like shuffle with them. I never did that. I kind of just chopped my way across even with passes, and it just looked kind of ugly.
Yeah. So like what do you do for like in your skating, your edge work? Do you do a lot of like box drills? Like what's your daily practice with skating and edge work?
For me, it's a lot. I would actually go up to the blue line and practice, just facing one way, T push, and I would kind of like drop butterfly. And I don't really know what the name of it is, but like you spin on like in your butterfly, hop back up, another T push until you just get
Yeah,
to the
just
other
like
wall.
rotate.
Yeah, 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 exactly. Yeah. And then I just right now it's a lot of T pushing because I'm trying to get the hang of that too.
Yeah, like like for me, I start with like C cuts and then I go into T pushes and I go into shuffles, then I go into like the T push rotate to the other side.
Hmm.
Then I go then I do the shuffles, rotate, shuffle, and just then I go into like actual crease work, like in the crease where it's just like the four dots. So you go post to the face off dot, back or to the middle to the far face off dot, back to that post, and the typical triangle
Yep.
post to the top of the crease to the other post, and then do like a little like X variation, maybe like a U variation as well, and top of the crease to get some post work in, and then warm up the hands and take shots from there, and then get going with practice.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, my crease warm up. I like to try to get into that RVH. Pretty
Yeah,
smooth. Right now, I'm hitting a lot of blade on the post. I'm trying to get that toe bridge in there. But yeah, I'm still trying to get at that practice the RVH. Because I think that was new to me coming into like the camp. The RVH was kind of a new thing for me. But I
yeah.
think I kind of grasp it now. How to grab that, how to grab your posts better. Yeah, and not use your blade as much and use more of your toe bridge.
Yeah, it's always a work in progress, and like that's what I tell everyone: just keep doing it at practice and getting the reps in, because like eventually you're gonna get in. It's just gonna be muscle memory. But like obviously, like there's plays where you can't
Mhm,
hit it perfectly every single time, but like you're still able to adjust to get like the toe bridge on, or if you have the skate blade on the post, like you can
mhm.
adjust a little bit and still have the best advantage to if they make a cross crease pass or whatever it is to be able to give yourself a chance to make that save.
Exactly, yeah. The cross creases, yeah, that's another one I like to work on too, because in this league it happens so fast.
Yeah.
You have to be able to react to time. You have to be able to read the play before it even gets there. Like take that double shoulder check and see where everyone's at. Read the play, scan the room, kind of sort of thing.
Yeah, shoulder checks are huge because
Oh
if
yeah,
you don't know where the players are, you're just gonna guess and it's probably gonna blow right past you.
yeah, exactly. And these guys will probably hammer home a one timer in this kind of league.
Yeah, so you
Yeah,
gotta be ready for anything. Like you never know what's gonna happen.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, but like we talk skating, we talk edge work. What's like some other things that you work on that you would say are pretty underrated that people really don't spend the time on when you're looking at other younger goalies or goalies in general?
So, one thing for me is like working on like I guess recovery and maybe even desperation saves. Like
Mhm.
what's the best time to do a desperation save? Like what like let's say like your B and you for me it was resulting to a lot of desperation saves where I didn't have to like where
Yeah.
it just all I had to do was like just do one butterfly shuffle and I'm there. But instead
Yeah.
I throw my body at it. But yeah, I'm trying to work on like when to do that. That's one of my things right now. I'm trying to grasp and get a hold of right now too.
Yeah, that's another big one because you don't want to like I see kids try to go desperation all the time, but like
Mhm.
you really don't need to because
Yeah,
if you're going
exactly.
desperation, you're probably out of position or maybe something quick happened. You got to make a desperation save there, which
Mhm.
that's good, but like you just got to find that balance and just limit all those chances that you're able to make a desperation save.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. I did that way too much in high school.
Yeah, me too. But we're definitely learning, and every day is a learning process and a learning experience to make yourself better every single day.
Mhm, exactly, man.
Yeah, like I just go into the rink with a smile, positive attitude, and just focus on getting 1% better every day because that's eventually going to add up to if you do it every day for a year, it's going to be 365% better. So you just gotta keep finding ways to make yourself better.
Exactly, yeah. Another thing I started trying was that have you seen that VR hockey sensory and
Yeah.
thing? Yeah, I tried that and I was like, this is interesting. It's a bit different, but I thought that was pretty cool, you know?
Yeah, I played around with it earlier last week, and like it
Mhm.
definitely I definitely see some benefits to it, but like it was also definitely weird for the first time because it's like my puck tracking was not on point and that it usually is. So I was like,
Mhm.
but like I love that thing and I think I'm gonna add it to like my daily training and just to
Oh yeah.
see it like how it works and how it's gonna get me to get better at tracking the pucks or whatever it is.
Yeah, exactly. I'm curious to try that on the ice. I've only tried it off ice
Yeah, me
without like
too.
the straps. Yeah, if I feel like if I tried it on ice, I think that'd be pretty sick.
Yeah, well, I'll that's the plan for me to I'll probably do it next week where it's on the ice and I'll have to share my reaction to it.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, but before we wrap things up here, so do you have any tips for goaltenders looking to get to that next level, whether it be youth to juniors, junior to college, college to pro, or wherever they are in their journey?
For me, don't get in your own head. Try
Yeah,
it for me right as of right now, I'm my own worst critic. Like I think I beat myself down more than I really have to.
yeah,
Just because honestly, anyone can get to the next level if you train, work that grind, skate almost every day, a lot of off ice stuff too. Goalie is it's just a huge mental thing. And I think that's some people they learn that too late, you know.
yeah. I think that's a huge piece of advice, especially being your own worst critic, because we
Mhm.
all are, and like we're all super tough on ourselves, even because we think we should have this shot and make this
Exactly.
safe, but it doesn't happen, and then we get all in our heads. So you just gotta really dial it back and just look at like the big picture instead of like what just happened right there and just learn from it.
Exactly. Yeah. We can't let it get to us. We gotta move on. If it's a good shot, tip your hat to the player.
Yeah.
And if not, if it's a garbage goal, it doesn't matter either way. You got to move on from it.
Yeah, exactly. It's a whole process. It's not going to be done overnight. Like you're going to have to go through a lot of failure to get to where you want to be successful. So it's all about like the process and the journey. Like it's like people say like it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. So you just got to
Exactly.
keep going back every day and just keep pounding away cuz eventually you're going to come up on top and be successful and be where you want to be.
Exactly. Yeah. Even with tryouts too, like no matter what level of tryout you're at, even if you don't make it, you will make it one of these days. You just got to
Yeah.
keep putting in that work and you'll get there.
Yeah, exactly. But I have one more question for you. So,
Mhm.
goalies are either sometimes hit or miss with music before games, before games. Are you a music guy or like and like what's playing on your playlists before games?
For me, I actually don't listen too much music, but for me, like I if I'm on like the car ride to the rink, for me, I listen to a lot of Post Malone.
There we go.
I really
Posty.
do.
What's your go to song from Post Malone?
Ooh, probably, I don't know if anyone's heard, it's one of those underground in the album, but 92 Explorer is a good one for me.
Oh, that sounds. I'm gonna have to check that out after this episode. Then
Yeah.
never heard of that one, but I like circles.
Oh, yeah.
I like the ones that obviously you hear every day, but
Exactly.
I definitely got to get some of those underground songs a try too.
Oh, yeah, they're all good.
Yeah, absolutely. But Dallas, this has been a lot of fun. I just want to say thank you for coming on the show. I really appreciate your time, and I want to wish you the best of luck for the rest of the season. And maybe I see you in playoffs.
Yeah, exactly. Me too, man. I hope to see you in playoffs, man, and good luck in Watertown. Hopefully that goes well for you too.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
Mhm.